assisted suicide, physician-assisted suicide, doctor-assisted dying, or in more loose term mercy killing, it means to take deliberate action to the intent to end a life to avoid.
Please introduce yourself, your name, what you do for work.
Mike Jagir, I'm a case manager for Life Skills in Webster, Mass.
Okay. Have you heard the word euthanasia before?
Yep, I have.
What do you think it is?
It's basically like doctor-assisted suicide. It's helping people who are ill or in drastic cases like the mentally ill or like in Nazi Germany where they euthanized people they deemed unworthy to be living.
Okay.
There are three types of euthanasia: voluntary with patient consent, non-voluntary, patient is unable to make the decision, i.e. a child, involuntary, performed against the patient's will.
Okay. Do you think it's ethically correct to do that?
No, not really.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think the major problem with that is who decides who's going to live and who's going to die, who's going to play God.
Okay.
Now, there are different variations of the same thing, like doctor-assisted suicide.
Yes.
Big controversy.
Okay.
Now,
do you think that is any different from euthanasia?
I think there's a big difference, but what's problematic about it is once it becomes something routine in society, then it's rife for being used in nefarious ways, being used for purposes that it was never designed for. It will be abused by people or organizations to get to as a means to their own ends.
Okay.
In Oregon, a doctor can prescribe a patient a lethal prescription. To prevent the drugs from being vomited up, the patient is given an antiemetic. In 6% of cases, patients woke up from a drug-induced coma, and it's covered by insurance companies. The patient is put into a coma, then given a muscle relaxant, and if that doesn't kill them right away, then they're given an injection of potassium chloride to stop their heart. As for dehydration, the method is widely accepted by the courts. The patient is given sedatives and analgesics, and death is always 100%. The controversy. Should people be seen as an angel of death for murdering someone? If it was made legal, what if they were wrongfully diagnosed? If it were legal, would people be desensitized to death and violence? Would it then rise?
If a patient with terminal illness doesn't want to live anymore, do you think it's the right?
Personally, I would like to have that choice.
Okay.
But it's kind of... I would like to have that choice, but I don't know if I would use it. Because of my religious...
Okay, so religion is a factor.
It definitely is. I was born and raised a Catholic, so I mean...
Brittany was diagnosed with brain cancer and given 6 months to live. They removed part of her temporal lobe, and the tumor was growing back faster and more aggressively. The next treatment was a full brain radiation. She did not want to go out like that. She looked into death and dignity and moved to Oregon. She thought to herself, why should anyone tell me how and when to die? It's my body and my right. She took the pills and died peacefully in her husband's arms.